So, when you're working with a huge, never ending stream of data, you've got a really critical choice to make. You get this right, and your pipeline is going to be fast, it's going to be cost effective, and most importantly, it's going to be accurate. But if you get it wrong, well, you could be burning cash for slow, unreliable results. Let's break down how to make the right call for your Google Cloud Dataflow pipeline. You know the feeling, right? That fire hose of data that just never stops. It's totally continuous, it can be pretty overwhelming, and if you're not careful, it can become an incredibly expensive problem to solve. So that's the challenge we're going to tackle today. How do you tame that fire hose without completely breaking the bank?
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to define what this unbounded data problem actually is. Then, we'll dive into the two guarantees Dataflow offers. We'll even peek under the hood to see how they really work, look at the real-world impact on performance and cost, and finally, I'll give you a super practical guide for choosing the right mode for your own project.
Okay, so first things first. Before we can really understand the solution, we have to appreciate the problem. I mean, why do we even need these different processing modes in the first place? Well, it all comes down to the nature of modern data itself. The original Dataflow paper just puts it perfectly. We have to assume we will never see all of our data. Think about it. Weblogs, sensor data from IoT devices, mobile app stats. It's a constant, infinite stream. Your classic batch processing just can't handle this. You can't wait for an end that's never going to come. This is the world of unbounded data. So to handle this infinite stream, Dataflow gives us a really fundamental choice. And honestly, it's a classic engineering trade-off. You've got absolute correctness on one side, and then you've got cost and speed on the other. Let's meet the two contenders. The easiest way to think about this is with a pretty simple analogy. Exactly once processing, it's like sending a certified package. You get a tracking number, you get a signature, you have an ironclad guarantee that it arrived, and only one of them did. Now, at least once is more like standard mail. It's reliable, yeah, it gets there, but hey, maybe you get two of the same pizza flyers in 1 week. Duplicates can happen. So let's put that in slightly more technical terms. With exactly once, the promise is absolute. Every single event gets processed, and its result is recorded just one time. No more, no less. Think financial calculations. You literally can't afford errors. At least once also guarantees that nothing gets lost, but it accepts that, thanks to things like retries, you might see the occasional duplicate. So why is one mode more expensive and, potentially slower? Well, the answer lies in how Dataflow shuffles all that data between its workers. The magic and the cost, it's all happening in the shuffle. So in exactly once mode, every message gets what's called a deterministic key. Just think of it like a permanent address. This makes sure that if that same message gets resent for some reason, it always goes to the exact same worker. That worker can then check its little black book, its metadata, and say, I've seen you before, and just toss out the duplicate. It's super methodical, very precise. But notice that last point. It creates a pretty big risk. And this is the real kicker. What happens if one single key gets a massive amount of traffic, a so-called hot key? Or what if the worker handling that key just gets slow? Well, because every message for that key has to go to that one worker, everything else gets stuck in line right behind it. It's called head-of-line blocking, and it can seriously grind your entire pipeline to a crawl. Now, let's contrast that with at least once, which completely avoids this problem. See, it doesn't use a fixed key at all. Instead, it just asks, hey, who's free? And sends the message to whichever worker is the least busy at that moment. This creates this awesome dynamic load balancing effect that just maximizes throughput. If one worker slows down, it's no big deal. The traffic just flows right around it. Okay, so that's all the theory. But what does this actually mean for your cloud bill and your job's performance? Let's look at the data, because the real-world impact here is pretty staggering. Let's just start with the headline number, because it's a big one. For certain kinds of workloads, especially those simple transformation jobs, just making the switch from exactly once to at least once can slash your costs by up to 70%. I mean, that is a massive saving for changing a single setting. And this isn't some weird one-off thing. The benchmarks show these savings across a lot of common use cases. You're moving data from PubSub to BigQuery, that's a 50% cost reduction. Even a more complex job, one that does data enrichment, still sees a 20% drop. These are real savings on workloads you're probably running right now. And here it is. Here's the performance story in one simple chart. This shows what happens when you have stragglers, those slow workers we talked about. Just look at the exactly once bar in blue. Its throughput just plummets.
It's completely vulnerable to that head of line blocking. But now look at least once in red. It barely even flinches. It maintains super high throughput just by routing work around the slowpokes.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Check out this quote from an engineer at Spotify. They cut their costs by 50% on some jobs. And get this, because of that one simple change, 7 of their downstream systems also became cheaper to run. That is some powerful proof of the kind of impact this choice can have at scale.
All right, we've seen the why, the how, and the proof. Now for the most important part. How do you actually apply all this? Let's walk through a simple guide to help you choose the right mode for your next job. You're going to stick with the default, with exactly once, when correctness is king, period. If you're doing precise financial calculations, counting unique users, or any operation that absolutely cannot be safely repeated, this is your mode. You choose this when even a single duplicate would totally corrupt your results. Now, you should actively choose at least once when you know you can tolerate duplicates. Maybe your destination system can handle them for you. BigQuery and Bigtable are awesome at this, for example. If you're just transforming each message on its own, or if your main goal is to optimize for the lowest cost and highest throughput, this is absolutely the way to go. You get a huge performance boost basically for free. So here's the crucial point to take away from all this. There is no single best mode. The right choice is always a balance. It's a strategic decision you have to make based on the specific needs of your project, weighing those trade-offs between perfect data, fast results, and an affordable cloud bill. And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. As you design your next streaming pipeline, just consider this trade-off. Where on that spectrum does your project fall? Is it a case for the absolute perfection of certified delivery, or is it more about the practical speed and efficiency of standard mail? The answer is going to guide you to the right choice.